This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, this is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Tuesday, the 22nd of October. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right, okay, let's have a look at the ES. Now, we've seen a bit of a decline. I've been watching this possible double top here, and that hasn't broken down yet, but if it does, then we could see an extension further down. I would quite like to see that, not least because it would make the it'd probably make the daily sell signals, which I would quite like to see made. The double top, if we see a sustained break below the 53 area, then that would have a target in about the 57.88 area. I've got the rising support, which might be supported about currently at 57.92, so they're not a bad match. We will see. It's I would quite like to see that happen. Don't know if it's going to, but we will see. All right, NQ. We don't have a topping pattern here, and actually it hasn't gone down much. RTY, having been going up more than the others last week, has gone down more than the others. And this week, we've got a little level top here, which has already made target. Don't really have anything else. We will see. Obviously getting a bit oversold on the hourly chart, but no current positive divergence. YM. Looking a bit oversold. I'm wondering about a bit of a bounce here. This could be forming a head and shoulders, right shoulders, or it could be a bounce for this larger double top breaks down. You can see we had a nested double top here. The first one has broken down and made target. If we break on the second one, on the dia, we've got a sustained break below 42,940. Would be looking for that would be looking for about the 42,450 area. So that would get us down to this kind of area there, or maybe a little below. We've got a very big support level, what I would be expecting to hold at about 42,100. All right, let's have a look at the DAX chart, where we've got a little level top here, which is trying to break down. If that heads off to the target, I've got that in about the 19,280 to 300 area. And ESTX isn't doing anything similar to ZAX. This could be an overall bull flag forming, and actually that wouldn't surprise me at all. All right, let's have a look at the bigger picture charts on those. All right, feedback, by the way, we're trying out basically SPY, the Qs and DIA instead of SPX, NDX, and Dow. Only comment I've had back so far is to maybe add back in SPX, but the thing is actually, of course, I could add that in side by side with SPY. I think SPY is probably going to be more generally useful for more people. I'm quite happy to run SPX alongside it. Still waiting for more comments, so if you've got a comment, please make it. Okay, looking at the bigger picture charts, obviously we're still on an RSI 5 sell signal. We didn't get an awful lot of downside yesterday. It was a down day, but it didn't actually deliver a great deal on the downside at the close. We will see how it goes today. In terms of the hourly chart, no current divergence. Nice looking little level top, as you can see. Hasn't broken down yet, as you can see. All right, looking at the Qs. Qs, no current divergence on the daily chart. I'm watching the rising support. Sorry, I'm watching the daily middle band, which is at 488.93. You can see that was tested here and held. That was tested here and held. That is main support at the moment. So if we break down below that, that would be potentially pretty significant. And if we closed 2 days below it, that would look actually pretty significant. Looking at the hourly chart, nice looking wedge here too. On the close-up here, that's seen a slight overthrow. We've got nice wedges on all of SPX, Dow, and NDX. I'm skeptical about them delivering a great deal. We could be forming a flag here on the Qs, and if we were, then potentially we could get down and continue forming the flag, make a lower low, and maybe get down into the 485 area. All right, looking at DIA, we've got an RSI 5 sell signal fixed on the daily still. We saw more of a decline yesterday. I would note that if we didn't already have a daily RSI 5 sell signal, another one would have fixed yesterday. I am wondering about the little level top here. Not a bad looking pattern. We will see how it goes. Looks better. It looks better on the futures. On the 15-minute chart, no current divergence, but it wouldn't be hard to set some up. We will see. All right, looking at IWM. IWM, we got nothing on the daily, obviously. Well, an old weak RSI 14 sell signal fix, but really that was so long ago I've more or less written it off. On the hourly chart, we had an RSI 14 sell signal, and that has made target. It was the only sell signal we had on the RTH charts, and made target because actually yesterday's decline was more about IWM than anything else. How are we looking in terms of the daily middle band? Haven't reached it yet, but I'll be watching that if we get back into the 220 area. And on the 15-minute chart, no current divergence. Could set some up on the RSI 14 if we see a retest this high, retest this low and find support. What's the overall take here? We've got nice looking double tops here. We've still got some open sell signals. I wouldn't be surprised to see some more consolidation over the next week. That could involve more downside, and we've got some nice patterns to deliver that if the market is so inclined. Bigger picture, I think the risk is far more to the upside than it is to the down, and really we're in the last gasp of the bearish window into the end of October. All right, let's have a look at DX. DX has gone a bit higher, retested this high. I think this is probably giving us some negative divergence on the daily chart. We will see how that goes. I've got a target trend line, I think, in the 104.1 area. We're getting very close to that now. Z went lower. We've got a weak 60-minute buy signal fixed, and we're rallying a bit off the low. But I'm not seeing anything compelling saying this is forming a reversal pattern, but we will see how this rally goes. But at the moment, this has been very weak, and there's not much to suggest that it isn't going to continue being weak. CL, we have made it up to declining resistance, and it has held nicely. So we've now got a 3-touch resistance trend line. 60-minute buy signal reached the possible near miss target, and pretty much almost reached the actual target at the test of the 70 level. No particular reason to think this will go up, but if we see a break above this trend line here, then that will open the way to a potential further upside. NG, we've seen a nice little rally off the low. We broke this incredibly steep resistance trend line. So I've rolled this into November. I think the actual day it should be rolled is probably today or tomorrow. I rolled it a day or two early, as I often do. But I would note that this is actually 50 cents above the November contract. And that we've got another 20 or 30 cents to go in when we cross into the January contract as well. So there is a lean to the upside just because they've got this winter lean that it's going to get more expensive, which of course it's not been doing so far. We will see how that goes, but I've still got a target in the 2.1 area, and I'm still leaning towards seeing that. If we would have a quick look at the triangle on that gas, I'm going to be doing a post about this today. But this is where it closed last night. You can see that obviously it's looking pretty good. But we will need, when it's going to go up 50 cents on the roll into the December contract, and then we will see whether it can continue down into the next obvious triangle target, which is 2.1. But this may well take another month or two to play out. The arrows here are more about the trend lines and direction than they are about time. All right, let's have a look at GC. GC is making another high, well, almost making another high. We've got a 60-minute sell signal fixed so far. That's delivered absolutely nothing. SI, 60-minute sell signal fixed, again, hasn't delivered anything. I'm wondering about a target up in the 37 area. HG, looking for a reversal pattern. Haven't really got one yet. I'm wondering whether this is a flag setting up a retest of this high here in the 4.78 area. All right, let's have a look at the euro. Possible double bottom forming. Hasn't quite made the targets down here, but it's got very, very close to the double bottom, the double top targets. We'll see. GBP USD consolidating sideways at the moment. I'm not really seeing anything compelling saying either of these is about to turn back up, but short term we do have nice looking potential level bottoms. USD JPY, we've got a 60-minute sell signal fix. This is broken up from a big double bottom, and I'm wondering about a possible fail area here. USD CAD has now pretty much made the double bottom targets. No current divergence. Australian dollar, no divergence, and NZ, no divergence. Are any of these saying strongly that we're likely to see dollar turn back down? Not particularly, no. The closest we've got to a signal there is the sell signal on USD JPY, which is weak in the absence of the others. Okay, KC, could this be a bull flag still? Just about, but it really needs to not go any lower. If it is a bull flag, then it's setting up a retest of this high here and may well continue up into this high here at a retest of this high in the 276 area. SB still looks like a bull flag forming, holding the monthly pivot as support. CC could still be a bull flag forming here, waiting to see whether it is. Don't want it to go much lower if it is a bull flag. CT, broken up from a little double bottom, asymmetric double bottom here. Unless this fails, this is setting up in all probability a retest of this high here in the 74.6 area. ZW still looks like a bull flag forming. Corn, I was wondering about a failure of this double bottom, but at the moment it's heading to the target, and I've got the minimum target in about the 413.5 area. On soy, possible double bottom forming here, and lumber looks like a bull flag consolidation forming. Rather messy, but nonetheless, this kind of thing would normally deliver at least a retest of this last high in the 537, 538 area. Okay, live cattle looks like a bull flag forming, and lean hogs trying to break up from this resistance area we've been testing for a while. All right, great. Let's have a look at questions and have a quick review of ES. All right. So we shall see. We've got a nice looking double top here. This could break down. If we do break down, then what we're looking at is a sustained break below the 5851 area. No, 5852. A sustained break below that probably really is looking for a test of this trend line here, which is in the 5795 area, although technically the target would be a little lower. I wouldn't be astonished to see that. Although this market's been holding up very well for days, and we're really on the last gasp of the bearish window. But if he wants to do a bit more consolidation before, in all probability, going higher, that looks fine. Okay, I've got a comment here on SPX and YM. 10 to 1, so easy to convert. Qs are not as easily divisible into NDX. Okay, because what I'm thinking of doing here, and as I said, comments extremely welcome. What I'm thinking of doing here is doing both SPX and SPY, because obviously this is the main index. Doing Qs on here, on Dia on here. And if that's working for everyone, I'll just stick with that. Otherwise, it's still flexible. And we will see what people come back with. But I'm thinking of adding SPX along SPY for these three charts here. That's not a big addition. I'm quite happy to do both. All right, great. In that case, I think that's a wrap. We will see how it goes today, but I wouldn't be surprised to see more downside, basically come back into a back test of 5812. Am I expecting to see a test of the monthly pivot? Well, it's only the monthly pivot for a few more days, not really. We will see how it goes, but I am wondering about a possible test of this rising support trend line and whether it might break. But even if it does break, it doesn't mean we're going to see significantly more downside. What would suggest more downside? If we come back and test the this 5724, this is a possible head and shoulder neckline. It would open the possibility we're setting up a head and shoulders for further down. Timing's not right for it, but we really haven't got the signals set up for it at the moment. But we will see how it goes. It is a possibility. If we get down into that area, it's a possibility I'll start taking more seriously. We shall see. All right, my pleasure as always, guys. I will catch you guys later. Anyway, I'll have everything posted before the open. Catch you guys later.